All right, it looks like you are ready to be checked out. I understand that things have been incredibly stressful for you as you have endured this medical crisis with your animal. In an effort to help calm and support you, part of our aftercare for any of our patients who come through our door is to provide the owner with a detailed care kit in addition to a detailed medication administered type of list. So I understand that you've been here for several hours regarding your dog's surgery, and I hope that you do have just a few more minutes as we go over our lengthy aftercare discharge process with you. Okay. Thank you. So before I go into our demonstration regarding the care plan and pill sheet and your special customized aftercare medical kit, I'm going to just check you out of our system. So please, can you remind me your pet's name, please? Okay. And the day that he was admitted. Okay. And just to confirm for security reasons, please, can I have your phone number? Okay. And the home address in which your pet resides. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. So what I would like to do next is to either walk through the kit with you or the pill administrations or administering the medication sheet. Which would you like to do first? Okay, you'd like to do the kit, no problem. All right. Now what I'm going to do is show you your customized aftercare kit. So as you can see, we include an entire box filled with special goodies that will help you as you transition your pet home and continue their care there. So let's go ahead and open up your little kit. Okay. So it comes with this removable plastic top. And what you can do is leave this on the counter or in the specified area of the home in which the pet will be spending most of their time, okay? So some people find that leaving this in the kitchen is most helpful as, that is where you're going to be pilling your dog, giving all of his medications. So the first item we include in this kit, complimentary to you, is some Clorox disinfecting wipes. I do understand that these were in quite the shortage for a while, and because we are a business that provides medical services, we have been able to acquire lots of these. So it is our gift to you. If you might need this upon exiting and going home, this is helpful to sanitize any surfaces that you're going to be occupying or laying the medication out. You're going to sanitize first. Additionally, when we get to the aftercare aspect of draining the Jackson Pratt drain that's going to be located on your dog coming from the wound, you are going to use these to sort of wipe down the outside of the drain as well. Okay, so that's the first item that we provide to you. Next, we do offer this full box of complimentary gloves. Again, this is to aid in sanitary measures, making sure that before you handle the drain, the Jackson Pratt drain that is located on your pet, remember that there is going to be a long tube coming from the wound itself, and it drains all of the accumulated fluid into that specific little pocket that hangs off of the dog, okay? So before you're ever going to touch that or handle that, you are going to be applying some gloves just to ensure sanitary measures are taken and very extensive, because we do remember that your dog does have an open wound, okay? This is why it's incredibly important for your dog's cone, safety cone, to remain on at all times. Yes, I understand it's very difficult for them at first to sleep in the cone and to eat and drink. You are able to remove it if necessary. If you feel that the dog is not receiving enough fluids and they're not drinking because of the cone, then yes, you can remove it temporarily, only if your dog is within eyesight immediately if he starts scratching or pulling at the drain, okay? So as you can see, the gloves that we provide to you are just these nitrile disposable gloves. They are powder free and they're in size large. So what you'll do is you're going to wash your hands first, dry thoroughly, and then apply the gloves, and then handle the drain to drain it every 6 to 8 hours as per your instructions. We're going to go over that in much more detail in just a moment, okay? So additionally, we offer 3 different types of pill pockets. Now, these might be helpful to you if your dog is not willing to accept any other foods to help him digest and intake the pill. Now, this dog does have 7 medications, so it's going to be quite a lengthy process. My advice to you is to begin the pilling process about 30 minutes before the pills are due. So some pills are every 12 hours, so let's say 8 p.m. is the time. Go ahead and get started on the whole process around 7:30. All right, so we've got this pill pocket here. This is the hickory smoke flavor. We also have the cheese flavor, keeping in mind that you would not want to provide your dog with 7 of these in one sitting. These are very, very rich, and they're not meant to be ingested in large quantities. So you can use 1 or 2 for the bigger medications, the ones that are a little bit more of a challenge for your dog to intake, and then hopefully use other items like real food that helps it go down. Some chicken flavored pill pockets, so you have 3 selections that maybe you can alternate through that will really help you help your dog keep intaking the pills over time. Okay, we've got some alcohol wipes as well. As well. This is helpful in you can use these directly on the Jackson Pratt drain outside of the Clorox wipes if needed, especially the little spout area that is open and where the fluid is drained from. It is very exposed then, isn't it, that little drain? So that's there for you as well. So remaining items in here, in addition to the pill pockets, we have 2 little baby food jars. Now these are filled with the beef broth flavor. These can be a little helpful in aiding your dog to consume some food. Don't be surprised that for the next couple of days your dog is not interested in eating or drinking. They did undergo a very serious surgery, required serious sedation, and now are on pain pills around the clock. So having a decreased appetite and interest in fluid is quite normal. If for some reason by day 3 you're feeling like he's not perking up, go ahead and give us a call. But we did include in your aftercare medication an product that's called Entice, and that's an appetite stimulant. Okay, so now that we've got the only items left as are the medications, I'm going to tell you about this item here once, and then we're going to move on to the pill sheet. Okay, so this is also included as our little aftercare gift to you. This is supposed to help administer a pill into the back of the throat. So you insert the pill here at the end and you pull back. This creates a suction in here. Okay, and what happens is you stick the little pill in there, you put this at the back of the throat and you push. Okay, and the air that is accumulated here in this dispenser then acts as a force to push the pill out and into the back of the throat. This, as you can see, is quite small and can only work for a few types of pills. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the medication charts that we've been using. Now, in an effort to not confuse you or overwhelm you, I know this is very overwhelming, I know, and that's why we provide to you a detailed sheet that will really help you take it day by day and hour by hour, basically. So this is what we had been using here inside the vet hospital, and it's designated into 3 different colors, and I'm going to show you how it works on a blank template that we created for you. We've got a blank one here for you to use as well. Okay, so let's go through this together. Now, this clipboard and this grid paper is also especially for you, and this is going to help you maintain hour by hour how the medication is going to be administered. Okay, so we have this one here. And then we have this one down here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. So here we have it written out for you, Cody's care plan, and we have each of the medications listed here on the side. Now, what I'd like to do is include the time of day, the hour of the day here on the top. Let me just complete that for you. So it starts with the morning, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4. And 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4. Yeah, that's correct. You will be getting up in the middle of the night to administer pain medication, okay? So as I explain this to you, I want you to pay special attention. So what we do first is I want you to include the date at the top corner. This is going to be helpful for you as you bring your dog in for checkups and as you communicate with the doctors moving forward. You're going to be able to keep a lengthy, detailed record of when he was receiving medication, when his medication is due next, and how he responded to said medication. And you're also going to be tracking emptying the Jackson Pratt bag. You're going to be documenting the amount that has been drained and the color that has been drained. Yes, I understand it's can be very gross, a little disgusting if you're not used to bodily fluids and this sort of intimate care of an animal or live being. That's right, and it does come with the responsibility, doesn't it, as an animal owner, that we sometimes have to do things that feel uncomfortable and upsetting and very emotional for us. Yeah. So at the top here we have 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9, 10, and so on. I have included morning, evening, and nights, okay? So we're breaking the day into 3 chunks. We have daytime, evening time, and nights right there. What I suggest you do is use a pencil as you go through and mark the required times of medication that's due. So I'm going to show you now all of these times that are required for the meds to be administered are based on the last time we administered medication to him tonight, okay? So the first one you're going to be giving is Carprophen. Let me get that for you here. This is the Carprophen. This is an anti-inflammatory, so very much like ibuprofen. It's basically that for animals. This is going to be due at 8 a.m. Okay? So notice how I included this little circle right here under the Carprophen medication. And here's our timetable, 8 a.m. because remember this is a.m. So that's when it's due. When the dog has received and fully ingested the medication, you're going to provide a little check mark right in there, okay? Just like this. Just like this. You see that check mark? That's right. And this is how you're going to keep track of it, okay? So that's the Carprophen. This is a little round tablet. Next is the Clavamox. We have one little pill here, but I am going to give you the rest. It comes in an envelope. Now this is interesting because these tabs, your dog based on his weight does require 3/4 of a dose. So they come in a square. You're going to break them in half, okay, just like that. And then you're going to break the additional piece in half to create a dose of 3/4 of a whole pill. So that means you're going to have little pieces loose until it's the next time for dosage. So you're just going to keep them nice and secure in the foil wrapper here, okay? So this is Clavamox. This is an antibiotic. The requirement is 7 days. This is a chewable tab. However, I must let you know that most dogs are not going to tolerate just chewing it. I recommend administering it with a supplement of food or pill pocket as well. So Clavamox is going to be due at 8 a.m. as well, and also 8 p.m. So some of these medications are 12 hours apart. So we have Carprophen at 8 a.m. and again 12 hours later at 8 p.m. Clavamox 8 a.m. and again 12 hours later at 8 p.m. Okay? Next, we have Baytril. This is also an antibiotic. This is a very giant pill. I ask that you do not break this up, though I understand that it can be quite difficult. So if you do need to break it up in order to ensure that the dog consumes the entirety of the medication, then that's okay. It is big, it's difficult, so using something like a hot dog or lunch meat or something really, really unique to the dog that they don't normally get, that would really be enticing. Now, Baytril is only due once every 24 hours. You can see that the size of the pill indicates that it's pretty much like a super antibiotic. That means you only need to administer it once a day. Looking at Baytril here on our list, and it is only going to be administered at 8 p.m. Okay. Next, we have Tramadol. This is an opiate-based pain medication. Be very careful with this one, okay? Now, this is 50 milligrams. It's a little tiny white pill. This one is going to be one of the easier ones to administer because it is so small. My advice to you, because your dog is having to ingest so many meds, you need to prioritize this pain pill being the first one to go down. We need to stay on top of the pain and the antibiotics, okay? All the other ones can go down the rank. You prioritize pain pill first and antibiotics. The Tramadol is going to be administered every 8 to 12 hours. In the first couple of days upon discharge, I do recommend every 8 hours. This really helps get over the threshold of pain so that then it's smooth sailing for the dog. So based on when we have given him meds, you're going to give Tramadol at 12 p.m., 8 p.m., and 4 a.m. in the morning, okay? So Tramadol is given 3 times in a 24-hour period for the first couple of days. The next medication, in addition to Tramadol, is Gabapentine. This is not opiate-based. This is more targeted for neurological pain. These are little white tabs, and they do dissolve the coating around the pill. It's a capsule. It's not a tab. It does disintegrate in the mouth with the dog's saliva if you do not get it wrapped up well in food and put in the back of the throat. So be careful of that. In addition to the pain medication of Tramadol, you're also going to be giving Gabapentine up to 2 to 3 times a day. So what you're going to do is you're going to do it at the same time as Tramadol. So we're really staying on top of the pain. You have GABA at noon, 8 p.m., and 4 a.m., okay? We're almost done, hon. I know this is quite a lot. It's quite overwhelming. I know. If you need extra support, we do offer a service where one of our vet techs can go into the home to help pill your dog. Additionally, if it becomes too overwhelming for you or you feel that you just do not have the support you need, we do offer medical boarding here at this emergency hospital, meaning we would keep your dog here administered at the hospital and basically just be watching him, giving the meds as needed, providing any medical attention as needed. Now that does come at a cost, and some people feel it's worth it, other people don't. So if you're interested in learning more about that, please let me know. All right, we have 2 more medications. Now these 2 meds are not going to be required for much longer. We have Serena, which I don't have in your care kit. I'll have to get it from the back for you. Serena is an anti-nausea, and that only comes once every 24 hours. And based on the injection we gave him, you're now going to pill him Serena at 4 p.m. every 24 hours, okay? And finally, we have Entice. This is an appetite stimulant, and it comes with a little 2.5 ml syringe. I'll show you here. Okay, so it comes in this little syringe. We've put that red line on there for your convenience. You're just going to take a little bit of that fluid out of the container right there to the red line and shoot it right into the dog's mouth. They take this medication very easily. This is not problematic or very stressful. The Entice comes once every 24 hours, which based on his discharge time is going to be 8 p.m. Okay? Now that completes the list of meds. Let's just review a couple other things and then you're ready for checkout. All right, I know you've been here all day and now we're reaching evening time and you must be so exhausted. You must be so exhausted, I know. So let's review. Okay, let's just do a quick review. So basically, you're gonna have 2 meds due at 8 a.m. You're going to have 2 meds due at 12 noon. You're going to have 6 medications due at 8 p.m. But before we go to 8 p.m., you're going to have 1 due at 4 p.m. I know, let's just take a deep breath. I know. This is why we provide you with this sheet. You just take it day by day, hour by hour. At 8 p.m., your dog is going to have 6 medications due. Remember, this Entice one is going to go soon. You only need to use that for the first couple of days, and then the dog gets their appetite back. And then you're going to have 2 meds at 4 a.m. So you are going to need to set your alarm, remove the dog from the crate, and give the dog the medication in the kitchen. At that time, I also suggest that you let them outside to try to use the potty if needed, and also ingest any fluids or food that they might like, okay? That is the completion of the pill, the needed medication. Let's look at the treatments. Now, this isn't really a treatment, but it is a task that does need to be done every 6 to 8 hours, especially in the first few days. If the drain is only draining a smaller amount, you can go maybe every 12 hours and then eventually every 24 hours, okay? So the treatment is to empty the Jackson Pratt bag, which is really just like a little, looks like a little grenade, a plastic little bulb that hangs off on the side. You'll see that your dog Cody is wearing a specialized shirt that keeps the tubing in place. Remember, the tube is inserted into the wound and the shirt keeps that tube, protected. And then we have the little ball that kind of hangs off to the side. When you drain the Jackson Pratt tube, you're going to measure the amount. So what I'd like for you to do is use a measuring cup to empty the fluid into. Now, normally based on the size of the wound, the size of the dog, you can absolutely get away with just using a half cup measuring cup to empty the drain into. You should never be receiving more than half a cup's worth of fluid out of that wound. Never, ever. So you're going to say the amount. Okay, well, it was half of a half cup or a 1/4, or you can guesstimate a teaspoon, a tablespoon, and you're going to note the color, okay, from red to clear. And over time, you're going to notice that it fades from red to brown, brown to yellow, and yellow to clear. It's still going to have a little bit of a tint. It is bodily fluid, but you will absolutely notice the difference over the span of days. And that bag is going to be removed in 3 to 5 days. Please understand that if on day 5 you come in and the vet is not happy with if the vet thinks that it's still draining a significant amount, we will delay the bag removal, okay? We will want to keep it maybe another day or 2. But sometimes what happens, and the vet will discern between this issue, sometimes what happens is even a little bit of fluid is present, and that's because the tube that's inserted is creating inflammation, thus making that fluid, whereas if the tube was removed, there wouldn't be fluid still being produced, right? So the vet will discern between if it's the actual wound itself or the tube that's still creating a little bit. And what happens is even when we remove the tube, there may still be some fluid, but it's such a small amount that the body absorbs it back into the skin. Okay? And any notes of food here that you want to add, didn't eat, could put that here, only ate a half cup of boiled chicken. And this is what I suggest you do, is keep your dog on a bland diet as needed for the first few days. All of this information is detailed in your discharge paperwork, okay? And lastly, on this form, just any notes. So, couldn't get whole pill of Clavamox. Let's say you tried and tried and tried, and by the time you got to pill number 5, the dog had so much saliva and was absolutely not opening his mouth or whatever. You're just going to make a note, didn't get full dose of blank, or drank a lot of water after blank. Any sorts of notes that you want to leave for yourself to go over with the doctor. Notes can also include if you complete the Serena, the anti-nausea medication. You're going to check it, and then in the notes, that was last dose of Serena on May 11th. Just like that, to keep detailed notes. And if you make copies of these at home, moving forward, what you can do is put a C right on the circle, complete. So if you're making copies, you're going to do complete, okay? Great. All right, so all of this is going to go home with you, including the clipboard and the paperwork. Do you have any questions? I know it's so overwhelming. I know. And you've got a small child at home. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I understand how stressful that can be. Do you feel like you have another adult who can help you? Okay, your partner. Good. Yeah, that's really great. And this is a medical crisis that is requiring around-the-clock care. That can be incredibly stressful for any family to go through. So, if you need to call family to come stay, I highly recommend doing that. Whatever you need to do to get over the hump of this very stressful time. And I just want to reassure you that your animal is going to be okay, and that this will pass, okay? So we've got your discharge plan all completed in the box. We've got the paperwork here completed for you as well, in addition to all of your items here. we have our 24-hour number on the paperwork. It's right there on top. Don't you worry about needing to find it. Go ahead and put it into the phone. Remember, we're here 24 hours a day. If you have any questions or any concerns, please give us a call. You're doing a wonderful job. You a wonderful job being a caregiver for your injured animal. He is so lucky to have you. All right, so we look forward to hearing from you. The doctor will call you tomorrow to check in and see how things are going. Take care. Bye-bye.